Hello. This game was also requested by the same person who requested the last one, the Killer's Frequency. Or not so much requested, but offered it up as a game I should try. If I'm not mistaken, this is by the same people who did Parable game, right? I forget the actual name of it, but I want to say it's by the same people. So, please make sure audio is on. What if I was deaf? You fucks. WASD and keys. Mouse. My keys. Shut up. I know what I said. Leave me alone.
Hi there. Thank you very much for playing The Beginner's Guide. My name is Davey Reedon. I wrote The Stanley Parable, and while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011. We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda. Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff, and his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made. It's a level for Counter-Strike. You can walk around here, by the way. And mostly it's just Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment. But what I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level. And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this? This is what I like about all of Coda's games. I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves.
That's upsetting.
I want to get to know who this human being really is.
Probably
and that's exactly what we're going to do here.
Did Coda kill himself?
It's 2008. Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any. He doesn't put them onto the internet. He just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever. And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So, you know, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made, until suddenly one day, he just stopped. In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since. And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again. And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda. So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveywreden@gmail.com. Okay, that's about it for introduction. Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game.
Either that was perfectly timed,
I'll show you the date that it was completed.
Or I did that by accident
in November
and
2008.
It still worked. That's cool. I like that. Whisper machine status active. Evacuate. Okay.
This game is called Escape from Whisper, and it's one of the more generic games you'll see from Coda.
Okay.
You can click to fire the gun.
Oh, I was already ahead of you, homie.
Security call breached.
Can I reload?
Hostile alien life forms inbound.
Can't aim either.
It kind of looks like this game was abandoned mid-development. For instance, you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere, but then clearly there are no enemies anywhere. You can't even reload the gun when you run out of bullets. But ultimately, we don't really know. Maybe Coda thought that actually it was complete the way that it is. And I think that we should talk about his games for what they are, rather than for what they're not.
Enemy
Okay.
core neutralized.
I'm intrigued.
I love how you can see the bottom of the universe from this room.
Oh. Is that what you mean? 3 dots. Wait, can I go through that door? No, okay. I just wanted to make sure. Music's nice. I like the music.
Apparently, this space station has a labyrinth on it. Sure, I don't know. There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to
Sure, I don't know.
discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
Whee! No, fuck you. I'm going through this maze. What
Or
happens?
if you'd really like to solve the labyrinth, you're welcome to do that too.
No, fuck you. I want to solve it. Actually, I don't. I give up. I just was curious if you'd say anything.
Okay,
just wanted
this
to
is the
see.
part that's interesting. The game has this narrative about the whisper machine and how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
Okay.
Hey, you there, in the engine room. You could save us all. That beam is powering the whisper machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If your body could stop the beam. It's so much to ask, but for all of our lives, would you do it?
So now you have
Would
a
you give
choice.
yourself?
Give yourself. Fuck yeah.
Let me pause here for a second. What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level. But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere. And this is what happens instead.
There's a smiley face on the wall. It resets? Or... There's a smiley face. Where'd it go? There was. Where is it? Oh, right there. Boom. Smiley face. It's a little crooked, but like there's an eye, and then a smiley. Yeah! Oh. Go. What? Oh. Stars look cool.
The beam causes you to start floating. And this is an important moment for him. Because yes, this is technically a glitch, but Coda identifies something human about it, like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system. Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse. I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs. So he stops work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that go in all sorts of directions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
I've always thought game development would be cool. Was the fucking back rooms? I can't move. I actually can't move.
Yep, in this game you can only walk backwards.
Oh. I kind of like that. That would be I would hate it as a full-fledged game, but as like an experience in a game. But
So it's a short
feature-
and relatively
not gonna
minimalist experiment combining motion and narrative. It is less advanced than the previous game, but actually it seems to be more focused, more complete.
There's a feature.
Code is trying to give it a unique voice rather than simply basing it on a pre-existing trope.
When she stops and looks, it becomes clear. Yeah, honestly, I would love this if the future is always behind her. I would actually like this as a storyteller. How will she find the strength to confront it?
It's a short little thought, it says what it wants to say, and then it ends. Didn't
Honestly,
need
pretty
anything
good.
more than that. Which to me is why it works.
Yeah.
Because it gets out quick. Okay, next one.
Yeah, I was about to say you're not stuck in it for long. Like that would be a good like part of a short story kind of thing. Excuse me. Oh, it's just You are now entering. Follow the path or divert.
And that's it. Okay, the meaning of this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting.
Because you followed the path, or most do anyway. Felt like something bit my lip.
Oftentimes, Coda would put bizarre titles like this one at the start of his games.
This way. I didn't read what it said. I wasn't paying attention enough.
I wish I'd known him at the time that he was making these early games. He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it. Once he stopped work on a game, like, that was it. It was dead to him. And I don't agree with that at all, but what are you gonna do? Once you've been slowed to an absolute crawl, the door at the top of the stairs opens. So why, if Coda's not showing these games to anyone, why bother opening the door at all? Well, to show you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
There's a pair of floating eyes ready for such noises as you are a gay. I'm trying to read which way this goes.
A room that's warm and nice and filled with little ideas for games.
Destroy the normal game where you have a scream into a mic every 15 seconds.
Coda would often tell me that he didn't mind if people thought of him as cold or distant. He said that he knew that he was actually a vibrant and compassionate person, but that it takes time to really see that. It can be a very slow climb to get there.
You know what's crazy about this too? Is like... I like that one. The sharks one, I'm sorry. What's crazy about that is like, it gives me the same feeling as Ready Set Fish as, Can I pause this for a second? Okay. It gives me the same feeling as like trying to write, like make a story or something. Like if you have like a lot of concepts where you're like, ooh, I would like this idea, or I like this idea. I wonder if I could work it into something. And like just writing it down, like I have notes of just random things that I'm like, oh, that sounds kind of cool, or I like that concept, you know, like maybe I could work it into something with like a twist or this or that or whatever. Obviously I don't make anything with it. It just sits. But that's my point. That's what I was getting at, is that like it gives off that same sense of like you started something, you finally get to a point, and then you stop, but you still have all of these ideas still pushing through, like, oh, but you gotta do this or try this or da 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 da. And it's like, I don't know, I think at some point you kind of get to a moment of like, there's just a lot and only a few of them actually stick, which is interesting in its own point, but like, I don't know, that's what, either way, that's what that room was kind of like, made me feel like was the idea of, you know, you have, okay, so
well, this is new for Coda. It's an actual puzzle. Go ahead and see if you can solve it.
Fuck, okay. I can't go that way? Can't go this way? Okay. I just want to make sure there's nothing in this there. But the like the idea of just having all like these ideas you want to do but not really knowing like how you want to do it, because to you it's not, what the fuck am I doing here? It's not as, what's the word I'm trying to think of, like,
don't forget that
you want it to be
solution,
perfect
because we're going
in your
to see
sense.
this puzzle again soon. We're
3
gonna
dots
see it
again.
a lot.
I wonder what those are about. I wonder if you do something with them or something. But like that, you know, like to you, you as yourself, like it has to be perfect because that's what it is to you. And so, like, it has to be perfect to you in your sense.
So that seems to be it, right? You walk down a corridor, you solve the puzzle, you get to the end. Simple enough. All right, now I'm going to modify the game again so that when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from this room.
What the fuck?
How about that. There was more to it than we had any way of knowing. I actually find it funny that this game comes after the Stairs game, since they essentially convey the opposite idea. So, in the Stairs game, a dull exterior concealed a rich interior, and then, in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic outer world. Either way, I think that the point is the same, is that most of the time you don't get to know what you're missing, or even that you're missing anything. That's not your role as a player. So if your role here is not to understand, then what is it?
Enjoy the game, right? To be curious. Oh, so you can't go. Gotcha.
Aha! So, this, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow. It could even be that the Stairs game and the puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entering game. There's a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in, some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them. And once we have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
I gotta turn this light off that's behind me. It's glaring off of my screen, so it's making it. There we go. All the other lights are too, but at least that one's way more prominent. Ooh, pretty. I hate voids like that. like as ironic as that is after playing the Unfinished Swan.
Let's talk about
like,
video game development for a second.
Just voids.
Every video game runs on what's called an engine, which determines what the game can and cannot do. So in other words, the engine is a set of tools for game development.
Nope.
To make all of these games, Coda is using an engine called Source. Like all engines, Source has certain things that it does well, and it has certain things that it does poorly. One of the things that it does very well is boxy linear corridors. That's why so many of Coda's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms, is just because he's working with what the engine does well.
Fair.
The tools available to the creator
like I could
shape
just
what
cheat,
kinds of creative
like,
work they're going to end up making. You might consider paying
I'm
attention to
committed.
the architecture in Coda's games to notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing linear, boxy corridors.
Oh shit. Well, fuck, I'm dead. Oh, I was hoping to keep going. Oh well. I'm sure that was an achievement or something. It's okay. We can't all be winners. Just a random glass tube that I can't even enter. Lame. I hate to clean that. I know that bitch would get dirty. I don't like this. Why did it turn into a horror game? I didn't like that it turned into a horror game.
This
And
prison,
so.
funny enough, in Coda's original design, the doors stayed shut for a full hour before letting you go. If you don't mind, I think we're gonna skip it.
No.
This is something that he and I used to argue about a lot. You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable, whether it means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, you know, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible? And so we just got into heated arguments over it, and there was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games that was full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else. Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere. There wasn't.
3 dots again.
It's the
Hey,
puzzle
door.
again, with the exact same solution as the last time. there's still no clear indication of what makes this puzzle so special that Coda is going to return to it over and over. But I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
Good load screen timer. Makes sense. You spend time opening and closing it. By the time the door shuts, you push the thing and the other door opens. You just loaded the area. Okay. You there, did you come from up above?
Here, Coda
What
begins
was up
using
there?
a kind of dialogue system that he fashioned out of the engine's chat capabilities. Use the 1, 2, 3 buttons on your keyboard to respond.
Yes, there was an enormous prison I spent hours in. Yes, there were those floating color blocks. Tutu. That's the world above. You've been there. Now this is important. Did you have to get through a puzzle with 2 doors and switches? Yes, I did. It's literally the last thing I did before coming here. No, I don't remember having to go through. I'd prefer not to tell you after all. Just met. Let's say 1. Again, perfect. Now please tell us how you solved it. Tell us the solution. Tell us how to get to the other side. I don't remember how I solved it. I'm trying to remember, but I can't. I didn't solve it. Someone else let me in. Trust me, you don't want to go over there. Let's go. Let's go 3. Oh no, but I do. We do. We need to get there. Do you understand? It is the most important thing in the world. We have to escape this prison. There must be an ending. I promise you, there is nothing I want more. Yeah, realistically, that is a good door system. Like a switch on the door that only activates your side of the door, but someone else can activate it from the outside. I mean, it's basically a prison cell. Alright, what we got, homie? Hello, how did you get here? Was there a puzzle you had to pass through? Yes, do you want to know how to solve it? No, I've been right here this whole entire time. You want to know how to solve it? No, we actually find the black space between the doors to be far more interesting. Have you seen it yet? Why would I care about the space between the doors? Actually, now that you mention it, I remember feeling strange as I passed through it. I don't recall a space between the doors. Let's say 2, because, I mean, you should always care about your surroundings. Don't think too hard about it. We'll see it again soon. Yeah, doors always have a meaning. Especially in games, they're usually loading things.
And so we make one last descent down to the final floor of the level.
Gamer in me is always looking for secrets. Secrets and puzzles and witches and wizards and stuff. The Black Abbey-ish.
It's a lamppost. Okay, I can't tell you quite why, but for some reason, Coda fixates on this lamppost. It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out. I'll tell you what I think. I think that up to this point, you know, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long. Because now he wants something to hold on to. He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something. He wants a destination, which is what this lamppost is. It's a destination.
Yeah. Like a
We're going to see it in the work as well. His games are just going to become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea behind them. And as we go, that idea will get clearer and clearer and clearer.
Clearer. That's a strange word. Clearer. This is interesting though. I like it. I'm debating if I should do shorter level things for this. Oh god. This game, as you walk around, you can leave notes. All notes you see are left by other players. Okay. Nice room. Not.
So first off, I'm sure you can deduce this,
How do you
but
beat
this
this
game
game?
is not connected to the internet.
No point
All of
to
the
this.
notes that you're going to see have been written by Coda. This was actually the first game of his that I ever played. This was shortly after I met him at a weekend game jam in Sacramento, where I grew up.
Can you guys hear
I
me?
saw him working on this very level, and it was just so different from anything that anyone else was doing. So right away I was like, I have to be friends with this person. In retrospect, I think I was probably a bit too pushy trying to get his attention. I was over-enthusiastic. But he was very gracious about it and very patient with me. And I cooled off eventually. Oh, feel free to skip over any of these notes if they're not doing anything for you.
False.
Nothing extra is going to happen if you read all of them. Either way, to me they convey a sense of loneliness. I see this person who's filled with thoughts and feelings and beliefs and has no way to express them except as scattered and unheard voices in a game that wasn't meant to be played.
I want to read them though. Especially now that he told me not to.
But it's ironic, isn't it? That in playing this game and seeing how alone Coda often felt, that we get to know him better and actually kind of connect with him. And I have to be honest with you, this idea is really seductive to me. That I could just play someone's game and see the voices in their head and get to know them better and have to do less of the messy in-person socializing. I could just get to know you through your work. I think this is why I always liked Coda's games so much, is because it felt like they let me have that connection. I felt as though he was inviting me personally into his world. And then I feel less lonely too.
Open door thing. I like the idea that he's just writing to himself. Oh, I mean, it is kind of strange though. All right, I'm over him. Y'all see one y'all want to read? Go for it. I want to go to big sparkly panty boy. Bro couldn't learn how to use a sprint. Jesus. No, hey, I hate walking. I don't have to. I'm not what? I'm not safe. I thought it said. So yeah, this would make no sense if you didn't have him talking to you. Am I supposed to do something here? From up here, it just looks like dots. Because it is. The fuck do you see? The hell is it supposed to be? Oh man. Yeah, I don't see nothing else. Can I just like... Oh, damn. I have to walk it. Can I like E to sprint? Must be a reason. I'm just hitting him, but just because I like the noise and it gives me some kind of side objective besides just walking.
At the end of this level, we're going to see the puzzle again. And here, I'll tell you what I think the puzzle means. Each of these games represents an idea that was on Coda's mind at the time that he was making it. And the puzzle is a way of closing the door on a previous chapter of his life before moving on to the next one. In each of his games, after exploring a theme that, he might find difficult, Coda can then place this puzzle that he knows has a reliable solution, he understands exactly how it works, and so it gives him a simple mechanism for moving on.
I did it again.
And because there's this dark area between the doors, a space between spaces, before you move on, you get to pause. Just for a moment, a few seconds to reflect on and let go of the events that led you here. To step back and connect the pieces together. To grasp at that elusive bigger picture.
Hey there, please say something. It can be anything. I just needed to say something. Talk to me, please. Why are you having so much difficulty talking? Speak, 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 speak. I'm intrigued. Yet not. I get a weird way. Porn stars died
Okay,
too.
this one is tough. It's gonna kind of just spin its own wheels for a few minutes. Hang with it.
What the fuck does that mean? That looks dope. Huh. It's a dope ass name though, honestly. Porn stars die too. Like, I'd be intrigued to play that. But like, what the fuck is this talking about? At least I got some music with this.
See, like, this is it. The whole game. And there's nothing that's particularly interesting about it. You just walk to the end of a hallway. Except, for some reason, Coda gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture. And I don't know why, but he decides he needs to revisit this prison. He's gonna start over, use the same assets, turn it into something else. Okay, cool. Here's version 2.
What furniture ought to go in the center of the room? Oh, a TV with surround sound, a refrigerator, put a giant hole in the ground. 3. Bitch. Okay, now what about along the wall of the room? Let's put a huge picture of a horse. I really like a washing machine. 10 stoves lined up along the wall. 10 stoves. Man, fuck you guys. I think we should light up this room a bit. Skylight. Full ceiling window. Let's open this baby up. I'm thinking a 10 by 12 recessed electric 6-inch soft LED ceiling lights with fluorescent trim. We'll put live Tesla coils in each corner. Yeah. You know what? I'll go 1 this time. Fuck you. And a table. You need a table. Who are you? Where exactly are you doing this from? I'm pretty sure none of my choices are making any difference. Tables were invented in 1935. I'm gonna do a second.
There's a bit more to this one, but still it's not really communicating anything. It's kind of just weird for weirdness' sake.
Yeah. Doesn't mean I don't like it any less, though.
So, okay, he throws it out and starts over. This time he comes at the prison idea from a different direction.
Hello, please walk forward. No. Can I walk back? No. Lame. This guy will enable you to escape any prison environment. Follow the instructions carefully. Take care of that you remember each step. First, click on this table. Good. Go over to the photo frame and click turn it slightly. Now turn the floor lamp in this room off, then turn it back on. I want these dots to figure something out. Off. On. Now go to the left side sofa, move it over a little. Finally touch the shelves. That's it. In a real prison, the escape will now open. Return to the start to be taken back to your prison. Oh fuck, I wasn't paying attention. Return.
And of course,
there's
now
no
the
table
is gone and you can't begin the chain of events to escape.
I like that, actually.
Here's a version where there are no bars, but you can't actually get to the well. And then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside and the outside is the inside. Let me just blink you real quick through a few more of these. I mean, he really unloaded on this prison idea. There's nearly a dozen of them. Personally, I think it's awful to watch this, to see a person basically unraveling through their work. And for what? Like, at what point do you just go,
the door?
Maybe there are game ideas other than this prison that I could be working on. But Coda doesn't have that voice telling you to stop, that particular mechanism of defense against yourself. Without it, you just spiral. And so he keeps going and going and going and going and going, and then he hits on something. And he likes it. And that's it. He's done. He stops making prisons. This is the very last version of the prison game that he created. And the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually in it.
That's terrifying. Oh, it's crickets. there's the ending. Hello? Who is this? Hey, it's me. I'm you from after you escaped the prison. You're me? So you were trapped in this prison too? Yep, I was in the furniture maze. Yep, I was in the escape tutorial.
And so this is what Coda wants, is to be able to talk to someone, to share what's on his mind, and to get some good advice from someone who knows. But the irony is that even in this scenario, you're still talking to yourself. You know, all of these games so far are Coda talking to himself.
Do you feel any different? Sometimes I'm scared I'll get out and then things will be exactly the same as before. No, I'm really the same person now as I was back then. It actually does change. I don't feel like the same person. Yeah, because you learn things. Good. That's so nice to hear. That makes me feel really happy. Age just kind of does that, you know? I'm still me, but I'm not somehow. It's hard to describe. Remember to enjoy being who you are right now at one last. Wait, if you're me, then did you get a call from another version of you when you were trapped? No, I think I'm the first person to call back. Yes, I did get a call. That's how I escaped. Then can you tell me how to get out? Maybe I can come find you. What do I have to do? To get out, all you have to do is be sincere. To get out, you need to tell me how you feel right now. To get out, just talk with me for a bit. Be sincere. What? That will free me? How does that work? Listen, you can't know until you're out, but I promise it works. Just be sincere. It will make sense. Nah, just be sincere. Sincere about what? Exactly. What you need to figure out in order to escape. Point is you have to grow.
I can see why he considers this a fitting conclusion to the prison games. After all of the obsession and frustration, just to be told by someone you can trust that things are going to be okay. Wouldn't that be nice?
Yes, sorry. I was staring at my dog. Hey.
So what would it look like if Coda wanted to make a game about talking to someone other than himself?
There you go. You can lay right there. Just trying to lay on our pillows, and I'm not getting yelled at for her being on our pillows.
To me, this environment is meant to represent Coda's puzzle, with the two doors on either side and a dark transitional space between.
This is a nice-ass house. Spilt drink, though. That's kind of fucked. Well, my goodness, I'm glad as all heck that you showed up. Thought I might be having to clean this entire house all by myself, and right miserable that would have been. Everyone knows lonesome hands make lousy homes.
You'll notice that the quality of the art is a step up from previous games, including this new and improved chat system, which he started using from this point on. From here on out, he begins putting much more effort into the visual polish of his work, and this particular game took 2 months to create as a result.
Make the bed? Yeah. Yeah, I will sprint to the bedroom right now. That's the bathroom. Make the bed. Just straighten the rug a bit. Boom. That's still crooked. Wait, so is your bed. What the fuck is this room? I don't like this room. Okay. All of the little details. Did you enjoy being a house cleaner? How'd you end up doing this job? It's been a long time since I've been in a house this messy. Let's go 3. This line of work, you let go of those judgments pretty fast. May not be your apartment. Something in your life needs straightening up. You think you've got nothing that needs cleaning? Be careful, because that means it's everything. At any rate, my place is just to see a bit of peace right here. Speaking of which, the pillows on this couch are a wreck. Would you come out and straighten them? Oh dear, looks like someone spilled a drink over there on the couch, or by the couch. I feel compelled to share an incredibly cheesy personal insight. You okay with that? Make it especially cheesy. Yeah, I'll try to get by. Do you absolutely have... Fuck yeah, make it cheesy as fuck. No. No, it was stupid. Sorry, never mind. Bitch, you better tell me. Hey, these dishes need to be washed. Why don't you come do them? Are you gonna... Bitch, it is your job to clean. Why am I cleaning? Last I checked, the tub needed to be cleaned. How about you scrub it down as much as you can? No need to be perfect. We're all just human. What next? Are there still books scattered on the floor in the bedroom? If so, would you go put them on the shelf? Oh. Perfect. Now then, how about you come in and clear these dishes
After
off the table?
intense set of prison games, this house cleaning level almost feels like cleansing. It's the moment after a particularly difficult or traumatic experience where you just need to let it sit and digest inside of you, and eventually cohere into something meaningful. I know that Coda really liked this game. Of all of his work, actually, this was the only one that he called me up to ask me to come over and look at it. This was during a period of a few months where he was like grossly happy all the time, just walked around with a constant smile on his face.
I like this one. I felt so weird about saying that. I get it, that's a weird thing to say to someone that you just met. Yeah, you're right, that's pretty cheesy. But there's a bit of truth in it now. He's being heartfelt, you don't make fun of that. Anyway, or she, I just assume it's a he. So, housekeeping, let's keep doing this. Books, would you please clean up the books? Thanks. Why does it low-key feel like this would be a VR game? Like you'd be in a house and there'd just be snow and like it looked real pretty and shit.
I'm glad he made this. I'm glad he found some peace.
Question.
But, of course, it can't last. The music stops, your companion is gone, it's time to leave. The door at the top of the hill is now open as well. Again, you can't stay in the dark space for too long. You just can't. You have to keep moving. It's how you stay alive.
Good note for like depression and shit. No point hiding. Gotta keep going. Yeah, but that doesn't.
Which is the whole point of the puzzle doors, right? That sooner or later you have to pick up and move. I really thought that was the point of it.
Yes. Oh, I was about to say, I feel like that's... Okay, hold on. Oh, hold on. Items you love.
This one gets a bit goofy.
Prices. Okay. I'm gonna stop this one here. Oh, God. But I guess I gotta learn to sit better. This is interesting. I like it. I'm really curious to see where this is gonna go. I feel like it's gonna be a short one, though. I'm gonna look up just how long this game is, just to make sure that it's not a short, like little 1 hour game. It's like something I could just beat in a couple seconds. How long is 90 minutes to complete? Okay, you know what? Seeing how we're already at 44, or we're actually at 45 right now. If it's only gonna take an hour, why don't we just knock it out? Why not? Make this a short one. We don't need everything to have 40, things to it. Why did you come here today? Was it to improve your life? Was it to get a better job? Was it to make your relationship more meaningful? No, you came here to become perfect. This workshop is going to teach you how to be perfect. I want your friends, the people in your life, to look at you and think, wow, this person is a better human being than I am. Right now, who do you think about that way in your own life? Who do you know who is so well developed as a person that they make you feel disgusted with yourself? Compare to whom you feel useless, selfish, ungrateful. I intend to make you into that person. Perfection is within your grasp. And the question is now, how do we do it? But how do we do it effortlessly? This is easy. It is so easy. It is so easy.
About halfway through the game, the
Being
perspective
perfect is
shifts.
effortless. This is the key. How do I achieve it with no effort? On the way to work, I told an elderly person.
And you play as the teacher. And suddenly, you discover that your teacher is just as bigoted and afraid as you are. Oh, and also you can move around the classroom now.
Cold on the inside? Damn. Thank goodness all of you perceive me as being wise and intelligent. I didn't see that. Drinking is not good. You understand that you won't be happy until you love me. This is for you. Seek out only the one thing. What is the easiest, simplest path forward? You on the book exists grows to me. Haha, just kidding. Anyone want to do some ecstasy after this? There is no truth, there is no path. This gnat's driving me crazy. It suddenly showed up. What if I'm not a good teacher? Do what is easiest, do what is simplest. Feel what is true. Holy shit, you guys, something is coming out of the back of the room. Look out. Oh, I'm assuming that's what it was, right? Nothing, no one. It's coming for you. It's going to destroy you. Everyone run.
I felt pretty hard for this one. I feel like it's one of the most relatable experiences that you can have. To assume that some other person is perfect and totally fulfilled in every way, and completely miss all of the little flaws that make them painfully human. I think about this game a lot these days.
You do this in 45 minutes.
This one took a lot longer than all the others for Coda to make. It was 4 months between this and the last one. That's twice as long as it took him to make any other game before this, and it's not like it's particularly complex, so I remember I found that a little strange at the time.
Alright, performance is beginning. Places, please. In this scene, you will be playing as me. We are at a gathering of professionals. First, you'll start out leaning against the wall. Okay, gotcha. I can do that right now. Boom. Good, stay right there. Yeah, I'm hard look. The woman across the room in this chair is a professional photographer of animals. It is your dream to photograph animals professionally. This is your one chance to learn something from her, to gain something, to succeed. Go on, say something to her. Hey, Shikamama. Sorry, I have to leave. Where's the bathroom? Hello. Hello, that's it? That's not a conversation. You need to actually converse with her. Be a human being. Do it again. I'm super scared right now. I like you. Here are all my hopes and dreams. Let's go first. No, that's not what I said to her at all. You're completely missing the tone of the conversation. I was reserved, but I knew what I wanted. I was confident. For some reason, it was just that one moment, but I was confident. Maybe it's that you need a better feeling of the setting. There were a lot of people around us. I'll give you some props to work with. These cones that bounce when you touch them will represent the people behind. Go talk to her. Boing. Yes, I've worked really hard to get where you are. I bet you've learned to lean into the pain. What are some sacrifices you've had to make? Sacrifices. You're messing it all up again. You'll freak her out with a conversation getting that personal that quickly. Do you not realize how important this was for me? I'd never get another opportunity like this again. Everything was riding on this. I want to try something. Try stepping back from the stage. Guys? Why does it sound like I'm wearing clogs? Okay, yes, now this is where...
The game ends with this eerie premonition of what's going to happen next in Coda's life. The solution to social anxiety, to fears of having to perform and having to chase success, the answer for Coda is to withdraw, to hide himself away. Which is what leads to scenarios like the stairs that slowed you down several games ago, where it just becomes harder and harder to access Coda's inner landscape because he keeps retreating. He just keeps backing away from possible connections to anyone other than himself. And to be honest, I didn't consider it very healthy when I first played this game. You know, it looked to me like he was trying to justify the idea of just disconnecting yourself from the world. And that wasn't what I wanted for him or for his games. Because I feel like a lot of his games are inviting me to connect with this person, to bring him closer. But what can you do? After this, Coda went off and took another 5 months to make a new game.
Here's my June 2010. Mobius Trip. To play this game properly, you must keep your eyes closed. Click to begin game. Okay. What can we do? What's going on? I can't die like this. Help, I'm blind. I can't see anything. What's going on? I don't know why it's happening to me. We were going past. There was a giant door and then my vision went blind. Please, someone talk to me. Please tell me how to solve this. Please don't let this be forever.
You should probably open your eyes if you haven't already. It's pretty much impossible to solve otherwise. And there is a solution, by the way.
I have to find something. Okay, maybe I just have to be faster. Maybe if I do it soon. Guess I need to try something. Those ones don't seem important. I like this last one. The only way to stop it is to make something that is honest. Huh. Damn. Oh shit. It would have been cool if that was a part of the LDM too. Okay. The only way to stop it is to speak something about a person with creative energy. I can't keep making these. My work is always fun. Yes, that's it. That's the truth. Damn. I don't feel it anymore. I'm out of ideas.
Like I said, I was getting concerned. First off, he's never been this explicit in his work about exactly what he's thinking. So where's that coming from? But then even weirder, his work has potentially stopped being an outlet for him. Not like he's having trouble iterating on ideas, but he literally just can't think of new ideas anymore. And in person, he was being a lot more distant than usual. Like, you know how sometimes a person will just deflect anything that you say in order to keep themselves disconnected all the time? It was that kind of thing. Here was the point in my relationship with Coda where I really started to wonder if he needed my help in some way. His games are going to get more desperate from here on out. After this game, it's almost 6 months before he finishes something new.
I got no thoughts. I feel like that would be weird though, to talk to yourself like that. Like this is how you choose to speak to yourself. How do I get out of here? That person? How lovely. It's been a long time since I talked to him. Oh, it's a tree. What's wrong? You look lost. I'm completely out of ideas. When I try to create, I feel empty. I have nothing left to give to my work. Oh no, what happened? Did something change? Chain that kept me going and it stopped. I'm trying to find this engine that used to protect me to start it again. Let's say protect me. Wait, you're looking for a machine? It isn't far. But you have to take me to it. I need to see it to know why it stopped.
If the last game featured Coda talking explicitly about his creative frustrations, this one turns it up to 11. Now, put yourself in my shoes playing this. Here's a friend whose work is exhibiting signs of struggle, frustration, anxiety, depression, even. And yet, still, he keeps making games. He keeps throwing himself into the grinder even when he clearly doesn't have the energy for it anymore. Why? What is it for? Because from my perspective at the time and just what I knew of him, this was a result of how isolated he was. He was in his own little bubble, just sitting at his computer all day, not really showing these games to anyone, not releasing them onto the internet, and so he didn't have anyone outside of himself to connect with. He had no outlet to ground himself on.
Oh, I see. I didn't read the inside part. I just saw side. So I thought it said on the side. So
you can't talk yourself out of loneliness. It doesn't work that way. You can't be the one writing both the questions and the answers. Then there's no movement. Then there's no circulation. If all of your anxieties are being channeled into your work, then if the work ever fails, you have no backup and you're just going to crash.
I guess you have to say that game development is simple and joyous and that you love it 100% of the time. Okay, making games is... Sure, making games is really hard. Making games is effortless. That feels wonderful. But it wasn't true. Why did the walls just crumble? Why did it feel so awful when I said that? It wasn't true. Don't worry about it. Just keep talking. Keep saying that creation is easy. When I make games, I feel completely energized. I am constantly excited and enthusiastic about my work. It is easy. It never stops being easy.
Seeing this game at the time that he made it, it looked really unhealthy to me.
Every time I
was watching him do this to himself, and I hated it. I hated seeing him so trapped.
Feel bad.
It's like video games are not worth this amount of suffering. This is someone I really cared about, and I used to get so much joy out of seeing him create. For him to suddenly become angry and frustrated like this, it was the worst thing for me.
Please continue. Pain breezes effortlessly off of me. Any sacrifices made for my work are worth it 100% of the time. It always pays off.
I don't know. This is what I felt at the time.
There's no shame, no fear, no guilt. I will be saved by my
I wanted
work.
it to stop more than anything. I had never felt so rotten. I needed more than I had ever needed anything for this to stop. But it didn't stop. After finishing this one, Coda takes another 7 months and comes up with a new game.
Trying to be 2011. Yeah, I was about to say. So I say, shouldn't we be in 2011 by now? The machine. God. Man, I'm glad to see you arrived safely. We've captured the machine that's waiting for you now. You can begin the interrogation whenever you like. I intend to be quick. I intend to be quiet. I intend to be... quick. Very good. Just reward that someone called the press, so we might have a bit of attention on this one. Also, one more thing that you should know about the machine. It calls itself Coda. Everybody be off of me. I know I'm famous, but stop. Okay.
And of course, it's the machine.
Stop feeding us. You work. Just keeping us alive. Your work was keeping us healthy. Those people out there, can you imagine what pain you put them through? It was only because of your creations that any of us could make it through every day. How could we possibly go back to trusting you to do your job? So here's what needs to happen. You need to go out and apologize to them. You have to admit to the people that you allowed them to suffer. I've been so long. No, nothing. Think carefully. I know how to hurt you. I've seen the thing you fear. Yeah, I know how to hurt you. It hits different when you know you're talking to yourself. Alright, then I will speak to them for you. My friends. It falls on me to deliver bad news. The machine will not apologize to us. The machine refuses to admit that it deliberately hurt us. But this is not important. We are stronger than it thinks we are. We will find a way to live without it. We do not need its games. Let us pay its retribution. Let us show it that we are not failures. Follow me, we will destroy the machine. Just follow me, we will destroy everything that the machine has created. Yeah, we're angry, we're upset, we're going to. And scene. How'd you like that, Dad? Fuck yeah. Oh, okay. That'd be fun, a game where you just destroy the fucking surroundings around you to do stuff. Like you can completely ruin a...
So now the work is becoming self-destructive. And I'll tell you, at the time that I first played this game, shortly after he made it, here's what I'm thinking to myself. I'm thinking that Code is stuck in his own head, and that it's having a very negative effect on him, and that all he needs to do is just start showing his work to people. To get some actual feedback on his games.
I'll make sure
it
you
might
work
get him out of isolation.
Sure you are known forever.
And so, as I'm thinking this, I realize that I could be the one to initiate it. Because it would never occur to Coda to start actively soliciting feedback, so what if I did it for it? If he could see the difference it would make to have more actual conversations with other human beings, would that bring him out of his mental spiral? Would it give him confidence in himself? Would it bring meaning back into his work?
I have to go through all of this and destroy everything like this, right?
So I started showing Coda's work to people. I took this one, and the islands which you just played, the theater, the notes, the house cleaning game, and some of the prison escape games. I brought them to people that I knew and trusted. I asked their opinions. And the great part is that they really loved his games. You know, the point of it all was just to give him some external reference point, but they genuinely loved his work. There was nothing for him to be afraid of.
That's not true. Now you've just put standards on him. Now it's gone to just him hating himself to now he's got to put stuff out in order for other people to like him. Which also means that he has to work harder to feel
Can
like
you
he's
see why I
accomplished.
felt like this was the right thing to do? Because it's the thing that I always feel like I need, to be told that my work is good, that I am good. When someone really connects with a thing that I've made, when they see themselves purely in my work, there's nothing that feels better. And I got to give that very same feeling to my friend. I did something, I really felt like I'd done something good, like I was a good person. I felt like there was a friend who was in trouble and was unhappy and maybe didn't like themselves, and I could fix it. If I could give him this gift, maybe I could fix the problem. When they told me how much they enjoyed his games, it was the best feeling. It was the absolute best feeling. It made me feel so happy, so beautifully, beautifully happy.
Yeah, that's a terrible idea. I know personally I wouldn't want that.
So anyway, Coda finishes this game, and then really he just kind of takes off for a while. So this is June of 2011, and I didn't hear anything from him for several weeks, I guess. And so out of nowhere, one day I get an email, and it's got a private link to a new game of Coda's. This one is called The Tower, and to my knowledge, it's the last game that Coda ever made.
Yeah, so he had...
So let's take a look.
I can already feel it. This is somehow going to make me cry, isn't it? But yeah, I know, I feel like as well-meaning as the intention was of, like, well, he's hating on himself because he feels like it's bad. So if I give him other points of perspective of, like, hey, these people are enjoying it. So, like, you know, you may not like it, but it's doing something for someone. Which is it can be hard to see it like that, you know? So, like, I can see where he came from of, like, yes, I want to help him and do something good for my friend, But I can also see where, like, it does still put you in a deeper hole, because now you feel like a failure to more people if you don't get that same praise. Does that make sense?
And this is where I have trouble saying anything meaningful about Coda's work. Because more than anything else, The Tower just feels distant. It feels like it's trying to distance itself from the world. It's a very cold game. This room actually has a maze in it. Except that all the walls of the maze are invisible. And then every time you touch one of the walls, there's this awful flashing and noise. So the experience is really miserable. The game goes beyond not being meant to be played. It actually seems to despise the player for trying to play it at all.
I'm gonna stop so I don't.
But I do want to show you the rest of the levels, so when you're ready to continue, press enter and I'll put a bridge over the maze.
I hit enter, motherfucker. Okay, I wonder if you could actually complete that, like, just by yourself. Like,
And
go
to be
through the
fair,
hard
it's not like
struggles.
this is the first game that's needed some modification to be playable. Like the house cleaning game. You know, that one used to actually loop the cleaning chores and you just cleaned a house forever. I had to cut it off so that you could exit the house and the game would actually end. But that game had an idea that it was actually trying to communicate. What's the deeper idea behind the invisible maze? The only way past this challenge is to randomly guess the 6-digit code. Like the invisible maze, it's frustrating to me because it's the opposite of everything else that Coda has made. It doesn't encourage thought or engagement. It doesn't ask anything of me except a lot of my time. If I could have reached him during this time, then maybe I could have asked him, but I couldn't. I still don't really understand why this is here. I'll put the code on the ground for you here though so that we can move on.
I don't think I was anywhere close to it. God damn. I didn't realize I was gonna have to go through all these again. Oh, fuck. So. Why couldn't you have just done it for me? Why make me work, goddammit? Yeah, the tower also seems like a prison, though.
The switch to open this door is actually on the other side of the door, meaning that it's literally impossible to solve from this side. So even if you somehow brute forced your way through the first 2 challenges and you got to this point, there's actually just no way to progress. And it's scary for me, the idea of Coda cutting himself off entirely, just saying, you know, that's it, that's the end of the conversation, not giving me any way to fix the problem. I feel like a failure, I guess, when I can't fix the problem.
And that's how he feels.
But I can open this door for you, so let me do that.
You can fix this problem.
Was I a failure for not understanding this game? I mean, I don't know why I would be. It's not like everything needs to have a solution, but I feel it somehow. I feel like I failed, and I don't understand why. I remember,
you had no true
it's June of
input.
2011. I'm playing this for the very first time. And as I'm playing, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know this person. I have no idea who this person is. It wasn't the guy I knew. It wasn't my friend. I had come to so many conclusions from looking at all of his work up to this point, and then suddenly none of them... I had been trying to, though. That was the thing. For years, I was trying to get to know him, to understand who he actually was and what he stood for. I asked him so many times to please just tell me what his games mean to him. I asked him please to tell me what the 3 dots mean. And he wouldn't.
What are the 3 dots? Well, I wasn't going crazy. I was like, what the fuck are the 3 dots? I better find out what the 3 dots mean by the end of this.
I just felt so strongly that if I could have connected with him, that if I could have somehow made his work my own, that I would finally be once and for all happy. It was that I needed to see myself in someone else. I needed to be someone other than me. But he stopped and left, and it felt somehow like I had failed. Where did I screw up?
I was about to say, that seems real narcissistic, though. Dear Davey, thank you for your interest in my games. I need to ask you not to speak to me.
I'm the reason that you stopped making games, aren't I? It's because of what I did. I poisoned it for you.
How so? I mean, I'm sure it's gonna tell me, but...
I don't think I ever told you this, but when I took your work and I was showing it to people, it actually felt... it felt as though I were responsible for something important and valuable.
My personal space that is
And
possible, I did begin
the
to
people
play
who
the
played
stations
them,
that are hidden between
they treated me like I was important. They really listened and cared about what I had to say.
There was an answer.
Even though I was showing
Would it
your
make
work,
you
it was...
happier?
I felt good about myself.
Would you stop taking my games and showing them to people
for a
against my
moment,
wishes?
while I had that,
Giving them something
I
that is
liked
not
myself.
yours to give, violating the one boundary that keeps me safe. Would you stop changing my game? Stop adding lampposts to them. Huh? So the narrator was the one adding lampposts, not him.
And then you stopped, and I didn't have anything left to show people.
Would you simply let
I just
them
had
be
to
what they
be
are?
with myself. And as soon as that happened, there was no feeling at all.
When I am around you,
Nothing.
I feel physically
Less
ill.
than nothing.
You desperately need something, and I cannot
does
give it
that
to you.
mean?
I literally do not have it. Struggling to come up with new ideas is not making me depressed. Low points are just a part of the process. The fact that you think I am frustrated or broken says more about you than about me. I realize that this doesn't make sense to you just yet. Which is fine, you're not my problem to solve. Damn. But I do hope that one day it clicks and that you make peace with this thing you are wrestling.
I'm afraid that I did something really stupid because I don't like myself.
Don't say anything. Oh, you bitch.
That's why I'm releasing this collection of your work, is because I haven't been able to find any other way to reach you. I've tried everything. And so a part of me has hope that if I put this compilation out into the world, and if I put my name on it, that maybe enough people will play it so that it'll find its way to you, so that I can tell you that I'm sorry. I know I screwed up. If I apologize to you truly and deeply, will you start making games again? Please, I need to feel okay with myself again. And
Yeah,
I
but now
always
you're
felt
making it
okay
about
as
yourself,
long as I
Stu.
had your work to see myself in. I mean, is something wrong with me?
Yeah,
Because
you're narcissistic.
I know that I did an awful thing, and I'm doing it again right now. Like, I'm showing people your work, but I can't stop myself from doing it. That's how badly I need to feel something again, like I'm an addict. There has to be something wrong with me. Can I apologize? What if I tell you I was wrong? Will that work? Will that fix it? I don't know. I don't think it will, but there's nothing else that I can do. Just tell me what you want. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please, start making games again. Please help me. Please give me some of whatever it is that makes you complete. I want whatever that wholeness is that you just summoned out of nothing and you put into your work. You were complete in some way that I never was. And I want to know I want to know how to be a good person. I want to know how not to hate myself. Please. I'm fading, and all I want is to know that I'm going to be okay.
Did a great job if this is actually just acting stuff. Like, if it's not actually, like, him actually trying to get to this dude. Just a part of the game itself. Epilogue. Epilogue.
More love, more praise, more people telling me that I'm good. Always more. It's like a disease. Solution. I guess if someone had told me ahead of time that he just really enjoyed making prison games, maybe I wouldn't have thought he was so desperate. I wouldn't have told so many people that he was depressed.
Yeah.
Maybe he just likes making prisons.
That's an issue. Like, if you're going out of your way to put someone in a certain light like that is kind of fucked.
Even now, the disease is telling me to stop. Don't show people what a shitty person you are. They'll hate you.
Well, I mean, if they hate you, they hate you. Do I believe you could do better? Yes. Should you do better? Yes. Does that make you a shitty person? I don't know. Music's so lovely, though.
If I knew that my life depended on finding something to be driven by other than validation, what would that even be? It's strange, but the thought of not being driven by external validation is unthinkable. Like, I actually cannot conceive of what that would be like.
I guess that's fair. If you're looking for validation, you're always gonna seek it.
What now? I think I need to go. And I'm sorry, because I know that I said that I would be here and I would walk you through this, but I'm starting to feel like I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot that I need to make up for, and so I'm just gonna... Okay.
You start back where you were. No. I thought that was gonna be the first map again. Oh, sorry. I just wanted to walk through the tunnels. It just feels right. Into the hole. Into the hole. Broken legs. Why are we so short? Like, how do we look tall this way, but short as hell this way? Now we're just walking through landscapes, though. Like, we're just like walking through different built landscapes. Ooh. Oh, is that how the game's gonna end? That's a good touch. That's how it ends, is us floating through and seeing the full map. That's a good touch. That's so much better than I thought. I thought it was gonna be the... I thought it was gonna be a, closing in on us. Oh, this is getting longer? Or am I just weird because of the angle? I think it's just the angle. Okay. Huh. But yeah, it's so much better than what I thought it was gonna start at the beginning again. Did you start floating? Yeah. They kept the thing in. Oh, I wanted to see the map. That would have been so much better. Looks like a brain. Or a CPU. It's a pretty sky. Very rounded. Interesting. That's it? Well, now I gotta know what the maze represents. That was the epilogue too, so that means that has to be back. Yeah, so I'm guessing you did.
Turn back from this cave. You said
This project would not have been possible without the following individuals. Y'all can. I thought it was gonna be something important, not just credits. Turn back. Apologies. I didn't realize it was gonna be that loud. Additional thanks. Beautiful song. Damn.
I know that you're strong. So turn back. Turn back.
It's kind of cool too. With it just being a black screen, all you see is yourself off the reflection. Or a reflective moment, if you will. That's really it? So then I wonder how true that is. Of it being just simply a dude, a narcissistic man wanting his friendship. Cause that's, I mean, frankly, that's how it feels. I mean, I can't listen to that. Cause frankly, that's how it feels. It feels like, oh shit, I didn't mean to move that. It just feels like one dude who decided that, you know, he wanted to be friends with someone simply because they made games and that they were unique. And then went and changed the fact that they were unique. Like, they were unique because of how he was doing it. Like, there wasn't a there wasn't a reason, there wasn't a rhyme to, like, all the stuff per se, you know? He just had his own little ideas that he was doing. And then here comes this guy in doing whatever, what have you, you know? Like, hey, you need a, you know, game should have an ending, da-da-da-da-da, like, there should be a purpose, blah, 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 kind of thing. And if this is like, if it's not like a, because I'm sorry, I don't care enough to look into it, but if this is actually like a, hey, can we talk this out kind of thing, and this is the way you chose to do it, one, that's wild. But secondly, like, it is very narcissistic in that sense of like you once again took his works, showed them to other people to experience, whether they liked it or disliked it or whatever. But like, it is, you're still going against what he asked of you, if that makes sense. So that's an interesting take on it though. But I do like, I will say I do like the fact that it does the, like, the way it's the story is written or whatever, that you do get the sensation of he is like the artist, the video game guy is actually depressed and like all this stuff. And then like you get to the end and it's like, yeah, I'm not depressed. I don't know why you put this like stipulation on me and go and tell people this and da da da. Like, I just have a downfall in my gameplay, like, kind of thing. So I don't know. It's very interesting. I enjoyed it. It was very good. It was very thought provoking. But I really don't have much else to say on it. It was really short, so it was a good little quick video. But either way, hope you guys enjoyed it. It was definitely something. So I'll talk to you guys later in the next one. Love you guys. Bye.